right on cue. Fabulous timing, chaps. Look to your right, coming over from the Martello Tower. Yeah, let's hear it. Let's welcome Team Raven. Gliding gracefully up high into the sky, the sun gleaming off their white aircraft. Smoke trailing over to the pier now. If you're on the end of Clacton Pier, good afternoon to you. Forming all 6 Ravens together again in line formation.
So smoke is on. They're climbing up and they peel off one after the other. This is a peel away break.
Quick word about Raven 6, we haven't yet told you about Mark Southern.
The display line. And pulling up. And twirling as they climb over the top. Great photo moments for you, and a peel away break again. That's just wonderful, such precision.
As I said, the team arrived in wall formation. It's approximately 200 to 300 feet wide from left wingtip to right wingtip. And immediately Red 1 gives the command and the team collapse into 8 arrow. Bringing the team around to the left is Red 1, that's squad leader Tom Bowles. He's in his 3rd and final year on the team. He was also in the team between 2014 to 16 where he was the synchro leader. Tom has flown the Typhoon on operations in the On the left-hand side of Red 1 is Red 3, and that's Flight Lieutenant Tom Hansford. Tom is in his 1st year on the team, a former Typhoon pilot, and also former qualified weapons instructor on the Typhoon, which means he tours Apollo space missions. And now we've moved to our 2nd space theme shape. This is Eagle, representing the Eagle landing craft. And you can see Reds 4 and 5 all the way back at the rear of the formation as Red 1 continues to bring them round to the left for the Eagle present. All our formation references are made by Red 1, and we take all our references from You're hearing that radio transmission, Red 1, as he gives the commands to the rest of the team as it brings the team around to the left for the Signet present. And you can almost be forgiven thinking his board call is made as Red 7 and 8 roll around the rest of the formation at the start of the tornado. But of course, Red 1 doesn't want to make it too easy for the rest of the team, so watch for the colour change. As he comes round to the right, the red and the blue come on. He bends the formation around to the right, and Red 7 and 8 continue rolling around the rest of the formation, keeping that roll rate and rhythm going. You may be able to see the front section of Tornado. Those aircraft are flying with their air brakes out. That's the small door at the bottom of the aircraft at the base. This basically means that the pilots are now flying with a higher throttle setting. Thereby it means a hotter engine gas temperature, and it makes the smoke roll. The blue smoke comes on, and in the distance in the front left you've got Enid now and an inverted V. Red 8 lines up with Enid as he performs the goose. As Enid gathers the rest of the formation, the red and the blue come on around to the left. You can see underneath the aircraft a small pod. That is the smoke pod. That smoke pod is capable of producing...
There it is, look. No.
Red 1 at the front, all the way back to Red 5, as Red 1 brings them around to left for Helix. All the pilots on the Red Arrows must have over 1,500 fast jet hours before they can even apply to join the team and be assessed as above average. They go through a rigorous selection process involving mock media interviews, a formal interview, a flying test and peer review. Those pilots then get whittled down to the final 3, and those 3 join the team at the end of the season to become the new pilots for next year. You now have Reds 2 and 4 moving to the right, Reds 3 and 5, 2 and 3, smoking red, roll around the outside of the rest of the formation. Clear, go is the call as Reds 4 and 5 roll around the rest of the formation. In a manoeuvre which is one of the hardest for our new pilots each year to master, this is the rollbacks. As Red 7 and 8 smoke balloon roll around Red 6, get your cameras ready for the Hannah Vortex break. The red smoke comes on from Red 1 as it rolls around the rest of the formation, leaving the infinity symbol in the sky for the infinity break. However, Clacton, it's been an honour, it's been a pleasure, but please put your hands together for the 2023 Royal Air Force Aerobatic team. It's the Red Arrows! Red 1 puts his smoke on, he will gather the rest of the
teams, and we have 2 guest jumpers joining us for that. I'd also like to note we've also got Private Ryan Clark there, who's on the DZ with the radio. He's sort of busy talking to the aircraft at the moment, and we've also got the University of London Air Squadron supporting the DZ as well. They're going to give a big wave. There they are. So they're helping us out. So we'd like to show a little bit of tri-service community. We've got a bit of the RAF down there, because obviously the RAF are predominantly in the sky, but we like to jump onto the beach.
Now, for those who are not visible to see Green Beach,
give us a shout out, and we really love to see your media. So this looks like the aircraft is getting ready to go. It's hard to tell without the radio at the moment, because one of our radios went down, but we got our other one over there. So Private Ryan Clark, DZ controller, will be giving clear drop any second now. I believe it's a jump run, I hope, unless they're doing another pass.
it's difficult to tell, isn't it? Directly above our heads now, directly above the commentary point.
Well, they should, from an educated guess, get out a little bit further over where like the main, where everyone is, where all the
Martello end. Yeah, the Martello
end is by the sun. So you can see the free-fall group has already started screaming down. They've opened up their parachutes. You've got Captain Amy Calway who's leading in with smoke, and she's got a small 130 parachute. And then you've also got behind her with the Last Corporal Cameron Gibson, and then you have Private Barney Martin. He was here on the ground yesterday, running the ground, and he's actually jumping today. And then you've also got Corporal Eddie Rudd. So they make up the free-fall group, and then followed quite swiftly by Lance Corporal Anthony Highland as well. So we've got a much bigger team today. So yesterday we had 6, today we've got 8.
I love the way they steer the parachutes as well, they're so talented.
Right, these are square parachutes, ram air parachutes, so they're designed to be steered. They've got completely steerable, so they're all getting out. You've got Corporal Eddie Rudd there with the Army flag who's coming down, with Private Will Sims and also Private Jacob Jackson. So all very junior soldiers but exceptionally gifted parachutists. Here they come in for their final approaches.
Almost touching.
Yeah, here comes Private Matthew Botchright. With a little heel tip. Private Jacob Jackson there.
As we welcome from RAF Mildenhall in Suffolk, a first for us here in Clacton. making a very slow and graceful entrance, just about reaching Clacton Pier. Here she comes. Cameras at the ready, please, as we welcome the Strato tanker.
Versus speed into height to perform his first manoeuvre, the quarter clover. David John is known to most as DJ or Gibbo. He was born in Southport and started his career in the Royal Navy in 1996, flying the Sea King in the support helicopter role. As this is DJ's second year with the Tutor display, he is operating at a base height of 300 feet. This is 200 feet lower than his previous season. DJ now regains his airspeed and pulls up into another quarter clover. And throughout the slow roll, DJ skillfully coordinates elevator, rudder and aileron input. And see you, and a big thank you to Clacton for hosting us today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the 2023 Royal Air Force Tutor display.
That was incredible. Thank you very much to Flying Officer Aaron Horrocks and of course the Tutor display team for 2023. Unbelievable. And a wing waggle.
Our own British life and the long continuity of our institutions and our influence. The whole fury and might of the enemy must very soon be turned on us. Hitler knows that he would have to break us in this island or lose the war. If we can stand up to him, all Europe may be free. The life of the world may move forward into broad, sunlit uplands. But if we fail, then the whole world, including the United States,
motto, lest we forget.
Digital 95.3 FM as well. So we've got lots to happen still in the skies above us. Just need to give you a little safety announcement. You'll see if you are here in Clacton and you're looking out to all of those wonderful little boats out in the distance by the wind farms. Well, before that you'll see the beach patrollers in their ribs and on their jet skis. They're here to make sure you come a little closer, please, to the beach. You need to stay out of the water when the planes are flying above us. So please call your friends and family out of the sea and back into the water. We need you all on the sand for the display. And our display continues, and we are so pleased to welcome some of Britain's great naval aviation heritage now. We're calling this, locally, the Taranto Formation, partly because it features not only a Wasp HAS-1 helicopter, but a fairy swordfish. And just a bit of background, whilst the two perform together before they split up and each have a good few minutes with us in their own right. Straight out to sea over the yachts, right in front of us. He's waggling from left to right. Look at him as he says hi in that great big glass cockpit. Peter telling us earlier that he's got not just a normal red or green glove today, but a great big giant foam red hand in there. He's going to be waving. He'll want to see you in his little auto gyro, which is, well, it's got a rotor blade, but it's very different to what we've just seen.
Absolutely, we're going to have an experience of some gyrocoptics. They could call the aircraft an auto gyro, a gyroplane, a gyrocopter, call it what you like, but Peter said it's fun to fly and great to watch. And he's actually the only display pilot who operates a gyro with an aerobatic license for displays. So aerobatic gyros at its best. Peter's been performing at many shows. He loves the seaside shows. He's based up north himself, over near Blackpool. He enjoys displaying at all the seaside shows.
Which is Steve Scruton, who's muscled in on a bit of a party.
I have, Ian, yeah, and many of the flats and houses along the seafront here, facing the greensward, have little family gatherings. And this party's been going now for 2 days.
It's now descending fairly low above the sea in front of the wind farm for what we call a dirty pass, which is a slow pass. You can see the armament underneath the aircraft there. It had a pretty impressive artillery for when it was operational. An armour protection bullet.
Steve is too short.
The 30th Clacton Airshow. BBC Essex.
So eyes to the sky, the Firebirds aerobatic display team, they're just looping above the beach centre of the display line and banking over in towards the Jaywick direction of the beach. You've got a wonderful view of the aircraft this afternoon. We've got a fairly cloudy, bluey kind of...
And this Spitfire is flown by Squadron Leader Mark Disco. And we have a very special mention from Disco. He's been in touch with BBC Essex to say the Rolls-Royce Spitfire display this afternoon will be dedicated to my nephew Oscar Poole, who's 12 years old, from Braintree, and his friend Arthur Dale, who's 10, both incredibly brave boys. Arthur has been treated for a bone cancer, and Oscar has been treated as well for an issue in his arm, a soft tissue cancer in his arm. Both of them right now. A new attraction for Clacton Airshow. We got these guys yesterday and they are back. We have a pair of beach Staggerwings. Now these are fabulous old American
biplanes. Ian was so amazed by the design, he was lost for words.
Well, I was trying to look because the one of the wings, the lower wing, is further forward. Prepare to be amazed. Welcome, Rich Goodwin. What a roar that is from Rich's wonderful hits. It's now spiralling to the ground towards the sea with smoke blazing out the back, flying right in front of us on the commentary point.
A lovely 4-point hesitation roll there, where Rich spun the aircraft and stopped it on the 4 points of the clock, as it were, showing him. Lots of tumbling manoeuvres from Rich way up above us. And it's just wonderful when you see him rolling, the incredible roll rate of the aircraft. So important for an aerobatic aeroplane.
Rich a little earlier. Just waiting for the sound of the jet. He actually trained on the Hawk. Circles now in the sky.
I think that's his tower of power.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He's not unfamiliar with jet engines, is he, with his background flying
No.
the Hawk, and he later flied Tornadoes.
He's been in the blood for all his life. Flying inverted now for a while, upside down. On the side, getting a great view of the blue and white paintwork on the top of the biplane. Now just a few twists and turns for good measure. My goodness. He must have a very strong stomach.
I saw the size of his cooked breakfast this morning. It was pretty immense. Knife edge pass from Rich as he's climbed up, smoke trailing, hovering at the top, suspended above us with the jet engine roaring. Yeah, we've all got to get our enthusiasm from somewhere, and I think interest in aircraft and learning to fly and training, well, this aircraft display is pretty poignant for that. The Slingsby T-67 Firefly being flown by Rod Dean this afternoon, a regular, has used 22 of these for basic training between the mid-90s till about 2010, and there have been over 100,000 flying hours flown out of RAF Buxton Heath. The Army, Royal Navy and Royal Marine students learning flying techniques on this Slingsby.
It's a Clacton Air Show. What a treat we are in for the next few minutes. A beautiful aircraft, Sam. A beautiful sound.
And flown this afternoon by Paul Bonham, who's a famous air display pilot, British aerobatic and commercial airline pilot. He's most well known for his time flying in the Red Bull Air Races between 2003 and 2015, when he won many championships.
The seagulls are looking a bit bemused by what's happening in their skies today.
I think they're competing with some of the aerobatics here. Sometimes our vision of the air display is impeded by seagulls doing their own display. As we got one just now, just in front of the commentary box.
Rounded wing, not dissimilar to a Spitfire wing as we look out to sea.
The Hawker Fury FB-11 is a British fighter aircraft. It's designed and manufactured by Hawker.
Breakfast. Recently, I've chatted to Gemma Collins. If the GC gets leaked, I'm sure everyone gets leaked. Darren Day.
I've still got a snake bite on my ankle.
Back to winner Lenny Ross.
I just feel so on it.
DJ Steve Lamack.
I can't believe that they've never, as Blur, played the Art Centre before.
Big name.
And we have a pair of Strike Masters, as Sam says, flying out of North Weald today, led by Mark Petrie.
Now Mark's the regular display pilot here at Clacton, as is Ken. We saw both of them fly yesterday in single displays.
In film, and as we see them banking round towards us now, the Strike Masters with their lights on, flanking the Vampire. Beautiful view of the undercarriage. These are beasts, aren't they? They are so intimidating.
Absolutely, and what really gets me with the capable aircraft.
So as the Vampire peels round behind us inland now, we get a proper look at our Strike Master pair. They're carrying on this part of the display together, flying in.
Perfect formation, twirling at the top. And cameras at the ready. It looks like we have a final pass from the de Havilland Vampire, flown by Ken Arkwiesler from the Norwegian Historical Air Squadron.